So, with another old versus new, we are taking a look at the original DC Direct Arkham Asylum Batman compared to the new McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse Arkham Asylum Batman. And with my Joker comparison, I pretty much I didn't really have a clear winner. I liked them both for different reasons. But here, I still love one of them, but the other one probably is my favorite. So, without further ado, here is the Batman comparison. I'm going to jump right into it. First off, with the accessories. So, depending on the version of Batman you got, you did or didn't get a base. This is the kind of the standard DC Direct base. You can see it's DC Comics, Made in China, DCD, there we go, it's pretty basic. And then you have the McFarlane base, which is also very, very basic and similar. They work pretty well, both of them. You can see the DC Direct is slightly smaller than the McFarlane, but, you know, they're black bases, except McFarlane says DC on it, so there's a little bit of extra there. But if you don't want to see DC and you want to use this for another figure, just flip it around and you won't see it. See how you get those nice bases there? Other accessories. With the Arkham Asylum Batman, you pretty much just got a single accessory, and that was this Batarang, which could fold, which is nice. Nice little foldable Batarang. Definitely a nice accessory, and I prefer it over the accessory that you get with him, even though it is nice what you get with him. So with him, we got to talk about his accessories, because they're good, but also at the same time awful and problematic. So first up, you have a normal Batarang with really nice paint on it. Let's get close on this. I really do like the paint on this. It doesn't fold, but it still looks very nice. But you do get a folded Batarang. So you do have the options, and I do appreciate that, but I do kind of wish it folded. But still, I do appreciate but like, who's going to display the folded Batarang? It's kind of more of the gimmick of the fact that it folds. But yeah, you get those Batarangs, and then this is where the problems begin. So, first off, you get this. You may think, oh, that's just his Batclaw. No. This is the remote Batclaw from Arkham Origins, not Arkham Asylum. So this is an Arkham Origins accessory. Why does he come with this? I don't know, but he comes with an Arkham Origins thing. That's nice, though. I didn't have this Bat Gadget in my collection before, and we'll talk about all the Bat Gadgets with these figures in a minute. It's nicely painted, but it goes to Origins Batman, not to Asylum Batman. And then we have... I can't even grab onto it. We have this. And you may be thinking, oh, what's that? It's just a little... Is that a smoke pellet grenade? No. It's the glue grenade from Arkham Origins again. It's another Arkham Origins gadget. I don't know what they're thinking. But yeah, you get two Arkham Origins accessories with an Arkham Asylum Batman. Let's just say I'm not going to use those. So, with those accessories out of the way, let's talk about the figures themselves. And then I have plenty of other Batman gadgets that I want to see if they're compatible with the new McFarlane one. So, first off, let's talk about the original DC Direct. This thing, like the Joker, looks absolutely gorgeous. I love the shading on the gray. The gray looks so nicely shaded. I love the blue. Like on the armor bits, it's metallic blue. Look at that. It's metallic blue. And then the cape's pretty much black, which I like. But his cowl is a really deep blue. And that head sculpt's really good. That looks a lot like Batman from the game. I really do enjoy that head sculpt. The Bat logo's pretty nice and Arkham Asylum-y. It has kind of the accurate little tail at the bottom of the Bat symbol there. I like how the little pins and rivets are actually painted in on this guy. And the belt looks nice. The belt definitely looks nice. Has some silver kind of going through it. It looks good. But yeah, it's pretty much what you see is what you get look-wise. It does look nice, though. I like the hands. Those look pretty good. Yeah, it's a nice-looking Batman. I mean, what else can I say? The eyes, let's take note of the eyes, because they're from the get-go very nicely painted on this figure. They look really good. Although his lips are painted, and I don't like when they paint lips on figures, because they just look weird. Like, why is Batman wearing lip gloss? Yeah, that's good looking. That's a good looking Batman. Let's talk about articulation on him, because there isn't too much to speak of on articulation. So he has a ball joint at the head, which unlike Joker is actually pretty useful. You can get some good tilt out of it, some good motion all around. Ball hinge shoulders and move up about that far. He has an elbow bend. He has a gauntlet swivel, not a wrist swivel. He has nothing at the waist. He has legs that move forward about that far. Absolutely no movement to the side. They're just swivel joints. He has, oh gosh, please don't break. Let's bend that one. Knee bend and a boot swivel. So articulation and posability on this Batman is, let's just say, very minimal. He is a very basically posable Batman. There isn't too much you can do with him. So he still looks great, and I still really like him. He's still one of my favorite Arkham Batman figures, but let's just talk about the McFarlane one for a second, because I prefer this one. I actually prefer this figure overall. So one thing, like the McFarlane Joker, I don't think I prefer on this one exactly, is the head. So I don't know if you can notice. I think I did a pretty decent job kind of matching it, but you'll be able to tell if you look really close. It's one of those things where from afar you would never notice it unless someone points it out. That is the factory painted eye, and I had to completely repaint that eye because it looked absolutely horrible if I hadn't. So let me tell you, it looks 1,000 times better now. Also, his face is actually a separate piece. You can kind of see how it's kind of bulging out there. It's a completely separate piece from the cowl. And mine was kind of slid off to the side. And I had to tear that off and re-glue it to make it straight. So I had to put some work into this head to make it look how it does. And honestly, I mean, I really do like this head. I mean, especially looking at it from various angles, I think it looks very nice. But I still think the original one just looks a little bit better. I love the ears, though. They look so nice and big. Those are some nice, big bat ears. The bat symbol is very highly raised on the sculpt. He does have the little tail on the thing, but I think it's a little too pronounced. No painted rivets on this, but he does have added sculpt texture all throughout the suit, which looks... Get out of there, hairs! Oh my gosh. Having cats definitely makes hair go everywhere. The gauntlets look really nice. They are really beautifully shaded. I love the look of the gauntlets. Those look great. And the belt, too. The belt, I think, is definitely better on this one. Very weathered. Still kind of has that silver going through it. Even on the back. Oh, the belt looks so good on this one. The underwear is underwear. I personally really like the look of Batman with a black crotch. It breaks up the color a lot. Design-wise and aesthetic-wise, I think it just makes Batman look better. He's pretty simply sculpted on the thighs there, but I'm not noticing any issues with like muscle structure or even proportions. I feel like proportions are pretty good on this. Maybe his chest is a little too broad. Maybe his pecs are just a little too big and flat. But other than that, I think the proportions are really good. Now, granted, Arkham Asylum is always kind of like a cartoonishly designed video game. But still, it's generally realistic looking. Look at that paint, man. I love the paint on the boots, too. And the cape. We got to talk about the detail on the cape. Look at that texture. Oh my gosh. The old one is very plain and flat. The new one is so beautifully textured. It kind of looks more like a DC Direct kind of work than a McFarlane work. So, look-wise, I really do love this Batman. I don't know if I like it more than that one because I like the blue, because he was pretty noticeably blue in Arkham Asylum. But still, that could have just been the lighting. You could just say, oh, it was the lighting that made him look blue. So, with the looks out of the way, let's talk about the articulation, because this thing is amazing. Head looks up a lot. Looks down a fair bit. A little burp there, but that's fine. Really nice ball joint at the head. The arms are yet again, like the Joker, on ball joints. So you can actually kind of get him doing the cool, like, you know, like, oh man, my shoulder's a little stiff today. But you can get him going up all the way. And it doesn't really mess with the cape too much. That's pretty much the motion on the arms there. Bicep swivel, definitely a bonus from the DC Direct. You do have just a single jointed elbow, which is disappointing. It goes a little less than 90. That's my only issue with the articulation on this guy. But other than that, he's great. He has really nice hand articulation, kind of like that. Kind of like a Revoltech joint, pretty much. You can get it going any way you want. The torso is very nice. You can get him kind of crunched forward and back. Pretty nice. And side to side, even nicer in my opinion. So torso articulation is nice. Not the best, but not the worst. Legs can move forward all of the way. They can move out all of the way. I wish McFarlane would put thigh swivels, but I can forgive it. The knees bend pretty deep, but he's not going to be kicking his own ass anytime soon. He doesn't have a boot swivel, but he does have really nice foot articulation. You can pretty much get anything you really want out of that. Kind of similar Revoltech joints. And toe articulation. So, hey, that's pretty great. Articulation on this Batman is amazing, and I love it. So, obviously, I think I have a clear winner here. I think this one not only poses so much better, but also looks pretty good. Does it look better? Debatable. Definitely debatable. But this is my definitive Arkham Batman now. It poses so great. It looks really nice. That is by far my definitive. I would update my favorite Batman figure list and probably replace the Arkham Asylum Battle Damaged one with this on the list. But I want to do one more comparison, just real quick. Just kind of showing you proportions and look, and some armor differences too. This isn't really new versus old, just kind of like a little side comparison here of the DC Direct superposable Arkham City Batman compared to this. I do like this figure, but he was always such a mess. He just proportionally looks weird. He poses kind of funny. He's creaky. I'm scared to pose him. But he's not bad. He's not bad. He's a pretty decent Arkham City Batman. But I never actually preferred to this figure over the under-articulated mold, which is kind of funny, because usually you would think, oh, articulation is going to mean it's automatically better, right? Not necessarily. But you can definitely see the differences in the designs. The Bat logo is different on Arkham City. Arkham City has a different belt. Arkham City has different gauntlets. Arkham City has different boots. But other than that, for the most part, the designs are pretty similar between Arkham Asylum and Arkham City. So you can kind of fudge it if you want to put this like with an Arkham City figure or something. So yeah, one last thing I want to do real quick. I did it in the Joker review, and I just want to do it here as well. I just want to compare them to the Joker counterparts that you can get. So as you can see, they're pretty, nose to nose, that Joker and that Batman. But with the DC Direct, Joker is noticeably a little shorter. So that's kind of interesting. Kind of a little interesting comparison there. And one last thing I want to do, specifically, just because I love the Arkham Asylum McFarlane figure so much, I want to see how he works with various accessories from DC Collectibles, or Direct, or whatever you want to call it. So, the explosive gel, he holds that real nice. That's good, that's epic. Bat Claw. Very thick handle on the Bat Claw. I'm going to say it's going to stretch the hand out a lot, but he can use the DC Direct Bat Claw, which is what he should have come with. I didn't even show him holding the... where is it? Where did I put that? I didn't even show him holding this, because it doesn't belong to him. It's not his weapon to have. Wrong Batman, buddy. Then there's the explosive, the glue grenade. So there's that. Basically just a reskinned freeze grenade. Here it is with the cryptographic sequencer, which you can kind of get out. As you can tell, I have a lot of Arkham Batman stuff. So I think he holds it like this, if I'm correct. But if not, that's, you can tell he can hold it. The line launcher. This is kind of dependent on having... See, that's a really thin piece there. I wouldn't really risk it on the line launcher. And then we have... I think this is the electric, like the EMP gun that he gets in Joker's, little area. There you go. You can hold that good. And then the last accessories I can think of. How about... I think this is like the detonator or the hacking device. He can hold that real nice. And then... I've stretched out the hand a bit, so it's a little loose, but you can hold it. And then the remote batarang, which is painted on this side. As you can see, you can also hold the remote batarang pretty nice. So yeah, he's pretty compatible with most of the old DC Direct accessories. So if you want to give him actual Arkham Asylum or Arkham City gear instead of Arkham Origins gear like he came with, you can do that. So there we go. There is my comparison between the old DC Direct Arkham Asylum Batman and the new McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse Arkham Asylum Batman. Hope you guys enjoyed taking a look at this as much as I enjoyed making it. My winner, I love the old one, but I gotta give it to the new one. Maybe if they do a blue version, I will buy it again. But this is my definitive Arkham Batman currently. I love it so much. And it's so close in size to the old one, I feel like it can really fit in with the previous existing Arkham figures, unlike the McFarlane Joker that was clearly way too big. Alrighty, guys, so there we go. Make sure to comment, like, and subscribe. Check out my social media links, PO box address, and frequently asked questions down in the description below. Have a good day, guys, and I will see you in the next video.